Have you ever found yourself in a situation where speaking your mind made things worse instead of better? Have you ever said something in anger or frustration, only to regret it moments later? We all have the instinct to speak, to defend ourselves, to share our thoughts, but sometimes silence is the most powerful response. Today, we're diving into 5 specific situations where staying silent is the best choice, even when you feel the urge to speak. Learning when to hold back can save you from unnecessary conflict, maintain your relationships, and even give you the upper hand in difficult situations. But before we begin, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Your support helps us continue bringing you valuable content. Now, let's get into it. 1. When you're angry and emotional. It's happened to all of us. We get angry, our emotions take over, and before we know it, we've said something we wish we could take back. Whether it's an argument with a loved one, a disagreement at work, or a confrontation with a stranger, anger has the power to cloud our judgment. When we are in a heightened emotional state, our ability to think rationally is compromised. Instead of carefully choosing our words, we often react impulsively, saying things we don't truly mean. These words can cut deep, causing pain and sometimes irreparable damage to our relationships. Anger is a natural emotion, but how we handle it makes all the difference. Uncontrolled anger can lead to arguments, misunderstandings, and even broken relationships. The impulse to lash out in frustration is strong, but giving in to that impulse often results in regret. Have you ever looked back on something you said in the heat of the moment and wish you could erase it? That regret is a reminder that silence, in a moment of anger, can be a powerful tool. Learning how to manage this emotion effectively can improve your relationships, protect your reputation, and lead to greater peace of mind. The consequences of speaking in anger. Words spoken in anger are rarely constructive. Instead, they often escalate conflicts and deepen wounds. Harsh words can create emotional scars that take much longer to heal than the temporary satisfaction of expressing frustration. In personal relationships, an angry outburst can lead to feelings of betrayal and resentment. In professional settings, speaking out in anger can damage reputations, ruin career opportunities, and create a hostile work environment. Even in casual interactions, a moment of uncontrolled anger can tarnish the way others perceive you. Beyond personal and professional consequences, speaking in anger can have a significant impact on your mental and emotional well-being. Constantly engaging in heated exchanges can increase stress, elevate blood pressure, and contribute to long-term emotional strain. Over time, this pattern can create a cycle of negativity in your life, making it difficult to maintain healthy relationships and a positive outlook. Once words are spoken, they cannot be taken back. Apologies can help, but they don't always erase the hurt caused by careless words. It's often better to say nothing at all than to say something you might regret later. The power of silence and self-control. So, why is it important to stay silent when you're angry? Because silence provides a much-needed pause, a moment to regain control before responding. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a step back, pause, breathe, allow yourself the time to calm down before you speak. This simple act of restraint can prevent misunderstandings and unnecessary conflicts. If necessary, remove yourself from the situation entirely. A short walk, deep breathing, or even counting to 10 can help you regain clarity. When you return with a clear mind, you'll be able to communicate more effectively, ensuring that your words reflect your true intentions rather than your momentary frustration. Silence in these moments is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom and self-control. It shows emotional intelligence and maturity. The ability to remain silent until you can respond thoughtfully is a skill that can improve relationships, enhance communication, and bring greater peace into your life. Moreover, silence can also be a tool for de-escalation. In an argument, when one person chooses to remain silent rather than retaliate, it often prevents further escalation. Instead of fueling the fire, silence allows space for emotions to settle and for rational thinking to return. This not only benefits you, but also encourages the other person to approach the situation more calmly. Practical steps to control anger before speaking. Recognize your triggers. Be aware of what situations or behaviors tend to make you angry. Recognizing triggers can help you prepare a healthier response in advance. Pause before reacting. Count to 10 take deep breaths, or walk away if needed. Give yourself space to think before you speak. Ask yourself if it's worth it. Will what you say solve the issue, or will it create more harm? If the words don't add value, they're often better left unsaid. Choose your words carefully. If you need to address the issue, do so calmly. Use I statements to express how you feel instead of blaming or attacking the other person. Find healthy outlets for anger. Exercise, journaling, or talking to a trusted friend can help you process anger in a constructive way before discussing the issue directly. Practice mindfulness and meditation. Regular mindfulness practices can help you manage your emotions more effectively and reduce the likelihood of reacting impulsively. Develop emotional awareness. Understanding your emotional triggers and responses can help you gain greater control over how you react in difficult situations. Seek professional help if needed. If anger is significantly impacting your life and relationships, consider speaking with a therapist or counselor who can provide guidance on managing emotions effectively. By practicing these strategies, you can develop the habit of responding rather than reacting. Learning to control your anger and emotions will help you build stronger relationships, maintain professionalism, and create a more peaceful life. Anger is a powerful emotion, but it doesn't have to control you. The next time you feel your emotions rising, remember the power of silence. Take a step back, breathe, and give yourself the time you need to respond wisely. Words of power. Use them carefully, and you'll avoid unnecessary conflict and regret. In moments of frustration, remind yourself that choosing silence doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. Rather, it means allowing yourself a space to process your emotions before responding in a way that aligns with your values. Mastering the art of self-control is one of the greatest tools for personal growth, and the benefits extend far beyond avoiding conflict. You'll experience better relationships, improved mental health, and a stronger sense of inner peace. The ability to remain silent and composed in difficult situations is a mark of true strength. As you work on managing your emotions, you will notice a significant shift in how people respond to you, how conflicts are resolved, and how much more in control you feel over your own life. Practice patience. Choose silence when necessary, and allow wisdom to guide your words. 2. When someone is venting and needs to be heard. Have you ever been in a conversation where you just want to be heard, but the other person kept interrupting with their own opinions or solutions? It's frustrating, right? Sometimes people don't need advice or answers. They just need someone to listen. In a world filled with constant distractions, active listening has become a rare and invaluable skill. Whether it's a friend going through a tough time, a colleague venting about work stress, or a family member expressing their emotions, being a good listener can strengthen relationships and provide much-needed emotional support. The importance of listening without interrupting. We often feel the need to chime in, give feedback, or share our experiences when someone is talking about their problems. While this may come from a good place, it's not always what the other person needs. People vent because they need a safe space to express their thoughts and emotions, not necessarily because they're looking for immediate advice. When we interrupt or try to offer solutions too quickly, we risk making the other person feel unheard or invalidated. Instead of assuming they need help fixing their problem, practice the art of silence and active listening. This means maintaining eye contact, nodding in acknowledgement, and responding only when necessary. Let them speak freely without feeling rushed or judged. Sometimes, a person just needs to release their emotions and feel understood before they can find their own answers. The power of active listening. Active listening is more than just staying quiet while someone else talks. It involves being fully present, showing empathy, and creating a supportive environment. Here are a few ways to practice active listening effectively. Give your full attention. Put away your phone, turn off distractions, and focus entirely on the person speaking. Showing that you are present and engaged helps build trust. Use nonverbal cues. Nodding, maintaining eye contact, and using facial expressions that reflect understanding can make the speaker feel heard. Resist the urge to interrupt. Let the person express themselves fully before offering any response. Avoid jumping in with your own experiences or trying to fix the problem immediately. Validate their feelings. Simple phrases like, "That sounds really difficult," or "I can see why you feel that way," can make a huge difference in making someone feel understood. Ask clarifying questions. If needed, if you need to respond, Try asking gentle, open-ended questions like, "How did that make you feel?" rather than giving direct advice. When silence speaks louder than words, silence in these moments is a gift. It allows the other person to process their emotions without feeling pressure to move on or find a solution right away. Sometimes, just knowing that someone is truly listening is enough to bring comfort. When you resist the urge to speak and simply listen, you create a space for the other person to be vulnerable and honest about what they're feeling. The next time a friend, family member, or colleague starts venting, resist the urge to speak right away. Instead, offer your presence, your attention, and your patience. Simply listening can be the most powerful way to show that you care. 3. When you don't have all the facts. It's human nature to want to react quickly when something grabs our attention. Whether it's a piece of surprising news, a shocking accusation, or a dramatic story, our first instinct is often to respond. We might feel an immediate pull to share what we've heard, to offer an opinion, or to take sides. But reacting without having all the facts can lead to serious misunderstandings, unnecessary conflicts, and lasting damage to relationships. Think about a time when you heard a rumor about someone you know, a co-worker, a friend, or even a family member. Maybe someone told you that this person did something inappropriate, made a poor decision, or said something offensive. Your emotions might have flared up right away. Anger, disappointment, concern, the urge to act quickly, to confront, or to warn others may have felt overwhelming. But here's the problem. What if what you heard wasn't true? What if it was only part of the story? Maybe the person sharing the information didn't have the full picture, or worse, maybe they had their own reasons for spreading falsehoods. Acting on incomplete or incorrect information can spark gossip, create rifts between people, and harm reputations that may take years to repair, if they can be repaired at all. This is why silence, patience, and careful consideration are often the wisest choices when you don't have all the facts. Rather than reacting on impulse, it's better to pause and reflect. Ask yourself important questions before doing anything. Is this information reliable? Where did it come from? Has it been verified by multiple trustworthy sources? What would be the consequences of repeating or acting on this information right now? One practical approach is to give yourself time. Resist the urge to respond immediately, especially when emotions are high. In the heat of the moment, our judgment can be clouded by feelings rather than facts. Step back and give a situation room to unfold. Often, with time, more accurate information comes to light, and the truth becomes clearer. For example, imagine hearing at work that a colleague was responsible for a big mistake that cost the company a major client. The rumor spreads quickly, and people start blaming that person without knowing all the details. But later, it turns out that the issue was due to a system error, not any one person's fault. If you had joined in the blame game early on, your relationship with that colleague could have suffered unfairly. Instead, by waiting for full picture, you avoided unnecessary drama and maintained your integrity. There's wisdom in the old saying, better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. When we speak without certainty, we run the risk of being wrong. But when we stay silent until we have clarity, we show maturity and self-control. We become people others trust, people who can be counted on not to spread rumors or fuel unnecessary conflict. In situations where you don't have all the facts, staying quiet doesn't mean you're ignoring the problem. It means you're choosing to be thoughtful, careful, and responsible. You are waiting until you are sure of the truth before taking any action. And often, once you know the truth, you may find there's no need to say anything at all. 4. When words won't change the situation. There are moments in life when no matter how much you speak, explain, or argue, words simply won't make a difference. You might be in a disagreement where emotions are running high, or facing someone whose mind is firmly closed to any perspective but their own. In these situations, continuing to talk often adds more fuel to fire instead of resolving anything. Sometimes, the wisest and most powerful response is silence. Consider an argument with someone who is overly defensive. You might have the best intentions and clear reasoning, but they are not ready to listen. They may feel attacked, even when you are calm and respectful. The more you try to explain yourself, the more they dig in their heels. Instead of finding common ground, the discussion turns into a cycle of defensiveness and frustration. At that point, it becomes clear that no amount of reasoning will change their mind. Continuing the conversation only drains your energy and leaves you feeling more upset. In these cases, choosing silence can be your best option. Stepping back allows both of you to cool down. It shows maturity and self-control. Sometimes, silence gives people the space they need to reflect on what's been said without the pressure of immediate response. Later on, when emotions have settled, they may be more open to understanding your point of view. Another example is dealing with people who are manipulative or intentionally provocative. There are individuals who thrive on creating conflict. They poke, prod, and say things designed to get a reaction out of you. If you engage, they win because they successfully pulled you into their drama. But if you stay silent, you take away their power. You deny them the emotional response they're seeking, and in doing so, you protect your peace. Imagine someone throwing accusations at you, trying to get under your skin. Responding with anger or defensiveness only gives them more material to work with. But if you remain calm and silent, you give them nothing. Over time, they may lose interest because their tactics no longer work. Silence can be a powerful shield. Silence doesn't mean you're weak or that you've given up. In fact, it often takes more strength to stay silent than it does to speak. We live in a world where people feel the need to always have the last word, to defend themselves immediately, or to prove their point no matter what. But true wisdom lies in recognizing when words will fall on deaf ears. Not every battle needs to be fought. Not every accusation requires a response. Sometimes, your silence speaks volumes about your character, your self-control, and your strength. There's also a certain dignity in silence. When arguments devolve into shouting matches or personal attacks, silence preserves your integrity. You don't have to lower yourself to the level of disrespect or hostility. By choosing not to engage in negativity, you maintain your own sense of calm and self-respect. In the long run, silence can also encourage reflection in others. When you don't respond to unfair criticism or provocation, it forces people to confront their own behavior. They may wonder why you're not reacting and, over time, recognize the futility of their actions. Some may even come to respect your calmness and strength. In summary, there are times when talking will not change the situation, no matter how carefully you choose your words. Whether it's dealing with defensiveness, manipulation, or closed-mindedness, silence can often be the more powerful choice. It protects your peace, conserves your energy, and preserves your dignity. Remember, you don't always have to explain yourself. Sometimes the most effective response is no response at all. 5. When you're about to make a promise you can't keep, it's remarkably easy to say yes in the moment. We often find ourselves wanting to be helpful, agreeable, or supportive, whether it's with friends, family, co-workers, or even strangers. The pressure to meet expectations, avoid disappointment, or prove ourselves reliable can push us to agree to things we aren't sure we can actually deliver on. In many cases, we might not even stop to think before giving an answer. But making promises without fully considering whether we can keep them is a habit that can lead to more harm than good. At first, saying yes feels good. It makes others happy, and it gives us a sense of being dependable and trustworthy. You may think, I'll figure out later, or it's just this once. But when reality sets in, when time, energy, or ability runs short, you may realize you've made a commitment you're not prepared to honor. The result? Stress, guilt, and potential disappointment for everyone involved. When you make a promise and fail to keep it, even unintentionally, it can have lasting consequences. Over time, broken promises damage your credibility. People begin to wonder if they can truly rely on you. Even if you have a good reason for not following through, the result is often the same. Trust is weakened, and trust, once broken, can take a very long time to rebuild. This is why learning to pause before making any promise is so important. Instead of giving an immediate answer out of habit or politeness, allow yourself a moment of silence. That pause, however brief, can give you the space to think clearly. Ask yourself, do I realistically have the time to do this? Do I have the skills, knowledge, or resources needed to do it well? Will this promise affect my existing responsibilities or commitments? Am I saying yes Because I genuinely can help? Or because I feel guilty saying no? These questions help you evaluate whether you can keep the promise with integrity. Sometimes the answer will be yes, but not always, and that's okay. One common scenario is in the workplace. A manager might ask you to take on an additional task or project because they see you as reliable. You want to continue building that reputation, so you feel pressure to say yes on the spot. But if you're already juggling multiple projects or deadlines, saying yes to something new might mean everything suffers. The quality of your work may decline, or you might miss an important deadline, leading to disappointment on multiple fronts. A thoughtful response like, "I appreciate your confidence in me. Can I take a look at my current workload and get back to you by the end of the day?" shows responsibility and awareness. It allows you to protect both your time and your reputation. In personal relationships, the stakes are just as high, if not higher. Imagine a close friend asks for a big favor, like helping them move, lending them money, or watching their pet for a week. Your first instinct might be to agree, because you care about them. But if you know you have other obligations, financial stress, or travel plans at conflict, it's better to be honest from the start. If you agree and then back out later, it may leave your friend feeling abandoned or upset. On the other hand, if you say, "I really want to help, but I have other commitments that week. Is there another way I can support you?" You maintain trust without overcommitting. It's also worth noting that saying no doesn't make you unreliable. It makes you responsible. People respect those who are honest about their capacity and boundaries. When you consistently follow through on your promises because you've made them thoughtfully, your word carries real weight. People know they can count on you because you don't say yes lightly. Another common situation involves family obligations. Family members often have expectations, sometimes unspoken, about the support and help you can offer. While family is important, overcommitting yourself can lead to burnout and resentment. Learning to balance family responsibilities with your own needs requires the ability to say no respectfully, saying, "I wish I could be there for you right now, but I'm stretched thin. Let's figure out another solution together," shows care without sacrificing your well-being. In truth, being dependable doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It means being honest, thoughtful, and intentional about what you agree to. It means knowing your limits and respecting them. When people see that you only make promises you're sure you can keep, they view you as trustworthy and reliable. You protect your energy, your reputation, and your peace of mind. To sum it up, silence before answering a request is not hesitation. It's wisdom. That brief pause gives you the clarity to make a responsible decision, one that honors both your needs and the needs of others. It prevents you from falling into the trap of over-promising and under-delivering. It strengthens your relationships through honesty and realistic expectations. Remember, it's always better to say no respectfully and maintain trust than say yes and risk losing it. Your word matters. Make sure it remains a promise you can stand by. Silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Knowing when to speak and when to stay silent can strengthen relationships, prevent conflicts, and bring you peace of mind. Think about a time when you chose to stay silent instead of speaking. Did it help you avoid unnecessary trouble? Did it save a relationship? We want to hear from you. Share your experiences in the comments below. Your stories might help someone else navigate a difficult situation. If you found value in this video, don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button, share it with friends and family, and make sure you're subscribed to our channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thank you for being a part of our community. Keep learning, keep growing, and remember, sometimes silence speaks louder than words. See you in the next video.